Gonna do a little walk through the shop today. So here's a 15 model JK Rubicon, and a tree fell on. I bought from IAA and replaced the hood, driver's fender, the cowl panel, windshield frame, and repaired the Freedom panels up there. Replaced the driver's door, repainted it, and it's a pretty solid Jeep. 70,000 miles. Came out of Little Rock by way of evidently this Chevrolet dealership, Mountain View, Arkansas, I think is where the tree probably fell on it. So this is my daily driver right now. Move over here, there's Mittens, the shop cat. She's very friendly. Got a 47 model CJ2A. Got the original flathead in it, but it has a Ford T18 that swapped in with a Ford bell housing and adapter, homemade adapter on the back end of the bell housing to go to on the front of the bell housing to go to the flathead engine. 8274 winch. I'm gonna redo the front of the frame, redo the bumper. I'm not real satisfied with what's going on there now. Right now it's got the Dana 25 front with Brennan Metcalf's disc brakes all the way around. Dana 41 rear, again with Brennan Metcalf's disc brake conversion. You can see on the back using his brackets as Geo Metro calipers and brake lines. Basically a stock Jeep right now other than the T18. You can see it right here. Still working on the cross member underneath. Been sitting out in the rain. So there's the T18, and you can see the little plate there to adapt that is the original bell housing with about a 1/2 inch steel plate drilled to fit the front of the Ford T18 transmission to adapt it. I'm using a Ford clutch fork, about an 83 model Mustang 4-cylinder clutch, and that's the pressure plate and disc and throwout bearing, and we'll see how it works. Haven't run it yet. Pedals in this Jeep are out of a Fox body Mustang adapted to make work because it operates with a clutch cable. So I'm going to try the clutch cable to operate the clutch in this Jeep and see how it works out. I didn't want to go hydraulic. I hadn't had good luck out of like a Willwood or Speedway external slave cylinder before. So tired of fooling with those things. The cable's pretty foolproof. It shouldn't bind the way that I'll mount it underneath the Jeep. So yeah, did a little bit of body work, very minimal to get some fresh paint on it. It had bed liner all on the inside of it, which was an absolute mess. Used a needle scaler to get the old spray in bed liner under. It was actually probably undercoating, but I chipped all of that off and rebuilt the toolbox underneath here. It's dirty right now, but that's functional again, so I can put junk under it after it's up and going. And this one's going to be pretty stock. It's got 716 NDT tires on it, and I'll probably run those for a while, and then I want to move up to a 750/16 BFG KM3 because they look good on them. So that's that. Working on a Jeep YJ hardtop. You can see it had several gouges in the fiberglass, and then this corner I had to completely rebuild because I rolled the Jeep over a while back, and this whole corner here was destroyed and pulled away. So I've rebuilt that, and getting ready to prime and paint it. And there's the YJ that I rolled. It's a 4-cylinder 5-speed stock Dana 30 front. It's got a Ford 8.8 in the rear I swapped in, and it is for sale. but that's a good Jeep, sprung over with Superlift 1.5-inch springs that I don't think you can buy anymore. But they're really good springs off-road. Jeep is a little bit taller than everybody wants them today, but I like having the belly clearance, to be honest, versus crawling up ledges, because it still can climb just fine. I would prefer trails with boulder fields anyway over ledges. Working on a 90 model Bronco for a friend of mine. It's getting rear main gasket, transmission front pump seal, oil pan gasket, front seal in the engine, transmission pan is leaking, transfer case is leaking. So I'm gonna pull the whole powertrain out of that, reseal it, and get it back together, recharge the AC, see if it's leaking anywhere, and get it back on the road. It's a pretty sweet Bronco though. It came out of California, had it shipped here to Mississippi, and I think he's gonna like that once he gets it on the road. Just got this, moved this in last week. It's Ford 2000 tractor, 1963 model. It's got a little flat overhead valve, 134 cubic inch 4-cylinder engine. And I got the fuel tank out. You can see it sitting at the front of the tractor there. Just cleaned the inside of it out this weekend with dropped a bunch of nuts inside, probably 50 nuts, and rolled them around to get the loose rust and scale off. Tank was really varnished. Had been old gas been in there for probably 10 years. And I have a couple new parts coming for that fuel tank, a little valve on the bottom of the tank, and a new sending unit. And then I'll try to make it run after putting a new set of points in it, and enjoy it a little bit. It's gonna be a sweet little tractor around here to have with a box blade on it and maybe a bush hog. So looking forward to getting that project done too. So that's kind of it. Only been in the shop for about a month, 2 months maybe. Should be getting a lift this week installed. Once I get the lift installed, I'll start on the Bronco out there. This engine on the stand is a 02 Chevrolet Tracker engine, 2-liter, and the transmission transfer case are outside. So I'm about to start building a little 4-cylinder single-seat buggy to rock crawl in, and that's going to be the power plant. I'm pushing something, I don't remember the horsepower numbers, but 120 horsepower maybe, something like that. Buggy should be very lightweight. I'm gonna try to cut weight as much as I can. Little drill press. This was a gang of drill presses back in the day in a factory. You can see the table there. That I think this table itself had 3 or 4 presses on it, and there's one left. Grandfather picked these up from a plant, and it's got a bad motor on it right now because I dropped it when I was moving it into the shop, and putting a new motor on it to get back to be able to drill, because it works really, really well. All right, that's it. I'll update as get some more work done around here.